Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern bus station. And not only will I show you how to make the outside of your bus station, I will show you how to make the entire inside of your bus station as well. And also, not one, not two, not even three, but 4 different styles of bus and a bus stop to go along with this awesome build. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. It's very important that you keep up to date with the channel if you want to build all of those things, as they are all going to appear on the channel very soon. If you miss one of the uploads, check the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section for every single one of those builds. I'll make sure they are all linked for you. But just to clarify, in this video, in this tutorial, we will only be focusing on the outside part of the bus station. And now all of that's been said, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Let's get started. Now, just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make our modern bus station building. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the bus station is a 65 by 55 block area, as represented by the large white concrete grid on the ground. Do feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though it will help you plan things out. I certainly would recommend it if you are building a city. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Make sure you got all that stuff. Make sure you got enough room to make it. Make sure you're ready. And once you are, we can begin. Step 1, my bus building friends. Come all the way over to the front left-hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Count to the right from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The reason that we've done that is so that we are both building in the exact same place. On top of this block, we place 8 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're then going to extend that 8th brick to the right by 6 using red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a brick on the end and do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a brick on the end and do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a brick on the end again, and we're going to do this 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a brick on the end. And what we're then going to do is we are going to extend this brick backwards. Again, we're doing the same thing. We're going to extend it backwards by 6 using red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And brick on the end. We only want to have 3 sections on this side. It's also worth mentioning, because I forgot to before we started extending backwards, we want to also have 5 sections on the front, equally segmented sections, 6 red concrete, 1 brick. And as a matter of fact, what you can even do, as we have just done that side of the build, you can even do the same thing on this side of the build. If you begin with the original row of 8, you can literally extend backwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then of course your brick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick, and then one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hard. And then place a brick like this. So we want all of those sides to be even. And what you can then do is extend these bricks inwards at the back, and you just want to keep repeating that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and everything will connect together rather nicely. So that should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have connected together. So, all in all, this is kind of what the inner part of the building is. This is like where the entire structure of the place comes from. All of this is quite easy when you take a look at the thing. This is the skeleton of the structure. We want to take every single brick, and I do mean every single one of them, there's not even that many really, and we want to join them all down to the ground. Every single one. So however you kind of want to accomplish this, I'm trying my best to build upwards rather than downwards. However you want to accomplish the fact that all of these bricks must get extended down to the ground, then all you have to do is exactly this. Perfect. So you want to do this on the front, you want to do this on the sides, and the only thing that is going to differ once we have extended all of these bricks down to the ground, the only thing that will differ around the building is what gets filled in with what and where. Because inside of our train station we have several things. We have a place where we can buy tickets. That also doubles as a little bit of a lounge as well, so you can kind of sit and wait for your bus to show up. We have a coffee shop inside as well. We have a toilets, and I guess that's kind of it. Other than that, there's like quite a few like ticket machines, if you want to call them that. They also sort of double in looks as a kind of like a bus schedule, kind of like a high-tech bus schedule, so you can see what's coming from where. As this bus station actually has quite a few buses that rotate in and out. I've designed quite a few of them, so and there's actually a few bays for the buses as well on the front of the building. So there's it would make sense that there'd actually be quite a few schedules laying around. But this is the, as I referred to it, this is the skeletal structure of the bus station, pretty much complete, ladies and gentlemen. And what we are now going to do is we are going to start from the front left hand side, and we're going to rotate our way around, okay? And we are going to fill all of these individual panels in, if you want to refer to them as panels, which I am, because I don't know what else to call them. So at the bottom of this panel, the front left one, we're going to place upside down quartz stairs, joining it left to right at the bottom. We're going to place 2 rows of glass on top of the quartz stairs. I'm using pane, but you can use any. And then we're going to place 2 rows of red concrete on top of the 2 rows of glass like this. And then I'm using 2 rows of light blue glass block. That's right, it's different. We're using block on the top and pane on the bottom to create a bit of difference. And we're actually going to be doing that here. We're going to leave a gap. We can tackle this part later on. This one to the immediate right is kind of like one of the entrances to the bus station. But all 3 of these other panels are actually the exact same. So I figure that we might as well fill all of these in rather equally. So remember, these particular panels on the front of the bus station actually has 2 fronts. Like you can get into it through the front or the back. So, you know, it's very versatile, this bus station. There's many entrances to it. And we want to have nice big open panels on this particular side, especially because this is where you would be looking out to see if your bus has actually arrived. You'd actually be able to see that from these positions. But exact same thing that we did on that front left panel has now been applied to all of the others. And it looks very basic at the moment, I will grant you that. It certainly does look basic, but we are going to make it look way, way better later on. So now that we've done that to the front, we're just going to whip around to the side. Like I said, we'll leave that alone for a while. On the side, we actually want to apply the same detail to this entire side. So we're going to join all of the bottom of it together using brick blocks, the whole thing. We're going to place 2 rows of glass pane, and then 2 rows of red, and then 2 rows of glass block. So it's the same as the front, except we do not have the quartz stairs. If you want to have the quartz stairs, you may have the quartz stairs. I just wanted the sides to look a little bit different from the front, so that is why I chose to use bricks instead. But you are more than welcome to make any sort of can't talk. You are more than welcome to make any sorts of adjustments that you like. There we go, I managed to get that sentence out. Well done me. So that is what this side of the bus station will look like so far, and again, it's not looking too bad, is it? Well, moving to the back of the bus station, we actually want to apply the same level of detail that we did to the front to the back, literally the same. We even want to leave this part alone, the back entrance, or again, the front. It depends which side you'll see what I mean later. So we're going to do the same thing, right? So we're going to start off with the upside down quartz stairs in between all of the bottom pillars. We're going to leave that middle one alone because that's an entrance, as I keep mentioning. I don't know if I can say that enough, that's an entrance. And we are going to place the glass pane, the red concrete on top of the glass. I'm being very clumsy here. Glass is not the easiest thing for me to place. Maybe I have bad hand-eye coordination, who knows. Here, and then we have the 2 rows of red directly on top, and I'm kind of doing it in a sweeping motion, kind of getting them all done in the same go. I feel as though it's number one, it's kind of soothing to watch them all get filled in equally at the same time. Plus, it's kind of satisfying as well. Like when you reach the end, it's like, haha, the entire side is done. So we're going to fill all of this in with blue glass block here and here. There we go. So exactly the same, pretty much, as we have on the front of the building. So what we're now going to do is flip around to this side, the fourth and final, and we are going to begin by extending a row of brick blocks all the way through, so the entire thing at the bottom, kind of like segment everything like that. We want to, on the right side here, closest to this side of the bus station, what I will call the main entrance. Let's say this is the main entrance side. We are going to make this right side the same as the opposite side, meaning 2 rows of glass, so that's 1, and then 2, and then 2 rows of red, so that'll be 1 and 2, and then 2 rows of glass block, that'll be 1 and 2, which leaves but 2 panels left. So what you can essentially do is place 2 rows of glass at the top, extending down from the red concrete roof, and then you can fill the entire remaining area in using red concrete. And that'll be that. That's all that has to be done here. So red concrete inside all of this empty space. The reason that this is actually, and we actually just made a slight error here. My bad. On the back of the build here, this is actually going to, you'll be able to see into the bathroom here, which isn't, yeah, we can't have that, can we? I was just about to say, is that so bad that we've got a window into the bathroom? Yes, that's bad. Of course it is. Why would I even say that? So we're going to, what a silly question. So we're just going to fill that in using glass. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody peeking through a train station window at me. So that makes complete and utter sense that has to all be red concrete. And we'll also transform this row of upside down quartz stairs. So there we go. That's way better. There we go. We've got a bit more privacy now. So those are pretty much all of the particular panels of the train station filled in, except for the entrance. So that's what we're going to do. We're focusing here first on the main entrance, and then we'll flip around to the back, because the back's a lot easier. So when it comes to the main entrance, the first thing that I kind of want to do is I want to grab the block of quartz, and from the bricks here and here, the inner pair, you leave a gap of 2 and then place a block of quartz. So gap of 2, block of quartz, like this. You extend the blocks of quartz upwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You place 2 rows of glass on top of them. 1, 2. I'd specifically use block. 1, 2, like that. You want to extend the glass inwards, and then towards you. And then you want to join them together in the middle. So just like this. It kind of creates like a semicircle of glass, sort of. You want to place red concrete underneath the lower part of the glass, like that. I think that we just need 1 row of red concrete. And then we need 2 more rows of glass. So this is going to be 1 row. And then this is just going to be 2 rows of glass like this. We're actually going to have a clock here. The clock's going to be right in the middle. And it's basically made out of upside down quartz stairs at the bottom, regular quartz stairs at the top. And it's just a very small clock. And we will also need... whilst we're making it here, we might as well use it. We need spruce trapdoors, and we'll just place like 1 here, and then 1 flipped up to the side. But alternatively, if you wanted to, you could obviously have 1 that's... My bad. Hang on. There you go. So you could have it like going any time, really. But I'd suggest that just because it looks, you know, it just looks like a clock that way. And underneath the glass, to finish this off, we're just going to place a little bit of red concrete, just like this. That isn't looking too bad whatsoever. What we could also do actually as well is we can shave off these corner blocks and we can kind of make it a little bit more shaped. So if you take the corners off on the left and right sides, I actually accidentally took a little bit too much off, then it looks as though it's a bit more curved, but I just got, there we go. It looks a little bit more curved that way. This is where you would walk into the main entrance. On the original, on mine, I kind of like sealed this area up a little bit, so I kind of like extended the red concrete inwards, all the way in like this, and I kind of like turned the side into red concrete as well a little bit. So I kind of like sealed it in, I extended it inwards kind of like this. And I placed some red concrete here so that it was even and level to the rest of the inside of the build, and then I just placed some glass on the inside like this, so like this is where you would walk out. And also, I don't know why I did this, because I don't like the idea. I sealed this area up with like glass pane. That's something that you could do if you wanted to, although I wouldn't recommend it because it makes more sense just to be able to walk in and out, but you can if you like. So let's just add some red concrete to the sides. Let's fill in the sides with a little bit more glass and red concrete where it makes sense, and then we can extend the glass upwards and it can sit directly on top of the actual side of the train station. So like here for instance, and here and here. So as we're taking a look at it, we get this sort of shape right here, yeah? Which it's not looking too bad, is it? That looks pretty good. So all we're going to do is we're going to extend these in a pair of glass inwards by one, and then we're going to place a row of 4 glass block, kind of joining everything together to make an oval shape. And we're going to fill the top of the oval shape in using light blue glass block like this. Fill the top of the oval sheet, I almost said oval sheep. I have no idea what I was going to say. Anyway, so now that we've done the oval layer, we can now place quartz slabs around the base of the oval layer. I don't think I want the quartz slabs to join together at the corners, because I kind of want this shape here. And I also want to have quartz slab going all the way around the top as well of the oval. So just kind of going all the way around, we'll have a nice big oval layer of glass like this. And that's looking pretty good. You see, it really does add a lot of character to the train station that we previously did not have. I really like how that looks. And what we can also do is we can add a sliding door or kind of like glass doors to where we will be walking into the train station. So that's going to be here on the left, and here on the right we just want to have a couple rows of glass extending inwards like this. That's about as far as you want so that you can like walk through. And if you add these handles, it'll actually look rather good. So if you place a birch fence here and here, it looks like glass door handles so that you can kind of like walk straight in and straight through. I think that looks kind of cool. So we're now going to come to the back of the build, because that's the front done. I mean, I hope that I kind of like hit that home. That is the front done there, pretty much for the most part, right there. So now we're just going to flip to the back, and the back is the back is a lot different, and we can actually we can do a few things with the back. So first of all, on the back, I want you to join the red concrete left to right. So like the red concrete here between these windows, extend it through. You can make the same doors that you just did on the front, on the back of the build. You can make the exact same doors like this. So what I mean by that is basically just the 2 rows of light blue glass pane extended inwards, and then the birch fence on the middle blocks, again just to kind of look like glass doors. 2 rows of glass block just above, and that's pretty much what the back of the bus station will look like, but it's going to look way better than that, and here's why. And we're going to do this on the front also. So we're going to grab the block of quartz, and extending outwards from every single row of bricks, we want to leave a gap of 2, and then have a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 block of quartz extend up from the ground. So everywhere that you would have the bricks, we want to also have the rows of 4 block of quartz. So just like this, extending across, just like that. That's looking good. And these rows of block of quartz want to be joined together with rows of red concrete, like this, at the top, all joined together across, just like that. And what we are also going to do is we are going to use bricks and we can't exactly do everything that we want to here at the moment, but we're going to place a row of brick slabs, hanging off of the top of the front of this kind of like overhang, like so. And the brick slabs are going to extend outwards, and then they're going to extend like in and up, in and up, in, and then that's it. So like in, up, and then there. It's just, it lays flat. It doesn't go any higher. Actually, it might. Shall we make it go higher? You know what? We're going to make it go one row higher. We're going to go as high as it can, and then it's going to extend forwards, and then it'll follow basically the same pattern like it did on the back, but we'll join all that together. So what that basically means is that we can extend all of these bricks and brick slabs across the side of the build like this, and we're going to make it overhang, and it'll just look quite good. So all of this, and we can take a look at it, because I mean that's a pretty good representation. That is looking really good, and we're going to have it extend towards the front on this side as well, so it'll come up as high as it can go before it starts looking goofy, and then we can extend it towards the front, and then we can do the exact same thing on the front here. So just to remind you, everywhere that we have the bricks, we can't do it where the entrance is. We leave a gap of 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that's the exact same thing that we've got to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we join it all together using red concrete at the top, left to right, in between. It'll have to join back to the train station, which I'm not sure that I did on this side. Did I do? No, I did not. Here, and then we have the same brick slabs that kind of like extend. Oh, that kind of hang over. Just like this, and then here, and then in, up, just like this. Perfect. And we want to just do the same thing here, so hang over, in, up, and then in, just so it joins properly. And then we have that central row of bricks that extends from the out part to the in part, so here. And then we have the brick slabs that kind of like join and extend across. They join at the side or in the center, like where the actual entrance is, like here. And then we are going to, there we go. We're going to place some brick slabs just like that. So I'm very happy with how all that looks, ladies and gentlemen. I think that looks very, very good. And now that we have all of that, we can now move on to the next part. So the next part, I think, for us is going to be the roof, which is a little bit tedious, but here we go. So as you look at the roof from the top, you specifically have to look at it from the top for this. You want to join the brick blocks front to back. So very long rows of brick blocks extending front to back. And we can alter, you'll see where it kind of clips the entrance of the bus station. We may be able to alter that so that it looks a little bit better. But for now, we just want to extend the brick blocks between the front and the back of the bus station. It's going to look rather good. So here, perfect. Now that they have all been extended, and you can use red concrete as well, by the way, but I'm using bricks. We're just going to fill all of this in using glass block, because this is meant to be a modern bus station. It's kind of like a modern, it's kind of like a blend. It's like very modern in some ways, but it still uses bricks. It's not all concrete, like it's got some character to it. It's actually very similar-ish, sort of, kind of, to the bus station that we actually have where I live. So I did take a little bit of inspiration, kind of like with the material scheme from the actual bus station that they've kind of like done near me. So that's where this kind of came from a little bit, but not that ours actually looks like this. I think that this is actually a little bit fancier. The one that we're actually building, but the idea to kind of like blend the old and the new is where it came from. And I think that actually I think that because of how just because how it's like the base structure is kind of like brick, but it's kind of like it's got the concrete integrated into it and the quartz. I think it's just like a perfect blend. Like it's not like a big giant weird glass looking thing that kind of looks like a modern house but isn't one. Yeah, I really like how this has turned out, to be quite honest. I think that this is one of the cooler city related projects that we've worked on recently, you know, and we've made some cool stuff like a fire station, we've made a police station, a school, and all sorts of cool stuff, but this I very much like. So here we go. Nice. So now this whole thing has a roof, and it is lacking a little bit of something. It's lacking a little bit of character, but I know exactly what that character is, and I'm gonna let you in on the secret. So we want to grab brick slabs. Brick slabs are going to be placed above and around the top of the build. Brick slabs on the sides of the build will be half a row above the side like this. They will be directly above and to the left of the side of the build. However, we also want brick slabs on the front of the build, and they want to overhang 1-2 rows, and they want to join and extend across like this. So we'll actually just kind of like leave it like that. We don't have to literally connect it, and it will want to do the same thing on this opposite side here, so we can't actually place it. Hang on. So we'll have the brick slabs kind of like extended upwards, kind of outwards diagonally, just from the side here like this, and then we will have the slabs 1-2 extend forwards and then join across. So this will just kind of like join sort of to the middle part. I'm leaving it like that because I think it actually still looks fine. I know it's not connected to it properly, but I think it still looks fine. And we also want to have that same appearance on the back, although on the back it will all smoothly kind of just join together quite naturally. So here and then here. So we will have kind of like a halo almost of brick slabs, and I really like how that looks. We're going to join the brick slabs down to the actual building on the front and the back. We don't have to do it on the sides. So what I mean by that is where we have the bricks here, the vertical rows of bricks, we want to have a quartz slab kind of like extend forwards like this, and then we want to have one actually joined to the bricks. So it looks as though that it's a supportive structure for the kind of like brick halo. I don't know what else to call it. I guess that's kind of what it is. It goes all the way around the top of it, kind of like the brick halo that we've kind of just placed. So it adds a final color to the color palette, and it looks as though that it's like integral to the structure. So a win-win, I think. I really like it because it through and through this entire build uses just like 3 or 4 different materials, but it's the same materials, and they're used in a nice balance, perfectly balanced. Thanos would be very happy with this train station, I think. I just called it a train station. This is a bus station. My bad. I'd be pretty scared if trains kind of like pulled up into the bays. So this is what the roof looks like at the moment. What we now have to do is we have to make some large banners to let everybody know once and for all that this is a bus station. So these banners are not going to be fun to make, I'll warn you that now. We need a loom. I'm going to chuck the loom right on the ground here. If you don't have a loom to make banners, ladies and gentlemen, get one. I don't want to use a crafting table. We're going to crack open the loom, and we're going to place our blue banners and our dies towards the upper left-hand corner of our inventory because it will just be easier this way. There we go. So we're literally going to write the words bus station, and we need to do that with our banners. Now some of these letters will be repeating, so obviously, you know, if you're in survival, you'll have to remake some of these, but I'm going to place a brand new blue banner and some white dye in the loom. Our first letter is B, so that is a vertical strip of white dye up the left side, a vertical strip of white dye up the right, horizontal white on top, horizontal white through the middle, horizontal white through the bottom. There we go. B. Nailed it. U is next. So brand new banner, and we can keep that horizontal row of white, stick it back in the loom, vertical row of white on the right side, back in the loom, vertical row of white on the left side, Perfect. That is U. The next letter is S. So we are going to chuck this back in the loom. We're going to grab a brand new banner, put it in the loom. Horizontal row of white across the top of the banner. Horizontal row of white along the bottom of the banner. And then we need a diagonal strip of white dye, top left corner to bottom right corner. And that is S. We can actually reuse S. We can use that twice, and that is the next letter that we would have to make also. So we're going to chuck a brand new banner in the loom, and we're going to make T. Horizontal row of white dye along the top, vertical row of white dye straight up the middle, and that is actually T complete. Now we have to make A. A is very simple as well. Horizontal row of white along the top, horizontal row of white through the middle, vertical row of white along the right side, vertical row of white along the left side. Boom, that is A. So B-U-S-T-A. We would then need another T, but we can just reuse ours. And now we have to make I. So I is simply a vertical row of white dye straight up the middle of the banner. That is complete. We now need an O. So the O is going to need a brand new banner, and then vertical row of white dye on the left side, vertical row of white dye on the right side, horizontal row at the top, horizontal row at the bottom, and that is O. That leaves us but one letter that we need. Going to go right in there, brand new banner, and it's N. So if you start off with a vertical row of white dye on the right, vertical row of white dye on the left, and a diagonal row of white dye top left corner to bottom right corner, and then we have our N. Fantastic. So I'm going to chuck the loom away, and I'm going to grab blue concrete. We are writing bus station in two different positions on our bus station. And it is going to be on the front of the build because it's a little bit different on the front and the back. Where we have this pillar here, next to the one where we have the entrance, we're going to delete the brick on top of it, and we're going to place a blue concrete. Delete 2 blocks to the left, replace them with blue concrete, and then we are going to delete going right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to replace them all with blue concrete. We're going to make the blue concrete one row higher, and we're also going to place a row of quartz slabs on top to kind of like frame it a little bit. And you'll find that that actually isn't centered. We have to add another row of blue concrete just to the right. My bad. So what I mean by centered, and I mess it up ever so slightly, but if you take a look at the sign that we have here, right, 2 rows of blue concrete kind of like hang over the quartz on the left, and 2 rows of blue hang over on the right. And we can make our banner now. So starting from the left, B-U-S, gap of 2, S-T-A-T-I-O-N, and then in doing it that way, leaving the double gap, we get to have a nice, pleasing, centered blue concrete kind of like sign, and we also get to write bus station. So feel free to, change that ever so slightly if you like, but bus station, perfect. We are going to come to the back now, and on the back, we're actually going to do the same sort of thing. This is an easier way to do it, okay? So where we have the main entrance on the back, we're going to destroy all of the bricks in between the 2 quartz pillars. And then we're going to destroy 2 blocks on the left, place some blue concrete, and then we're going to destroy 2 blocks on the right, blue concrete. We're going to add another row on top, and then we're going to place the quartz slab. So that's actually a way easier way to describe it, isn't it? Instead of destroying like an arbitrary amount of rows. That looks way better, and you can actually see there, especially with the entrance, how it being centered looks better. So B-U-S, gap of 2, same thing, S-T-A-T-I-O-N. Didn't realize we were at a spelling bee. There we go. So bus station, absolutely fantastic. That is a lot of the actual bus station complete, ladies and gentlemen. A huge amount of the bus station complete. Although we do have more things to do, but they're very, how should I say? They're very small little details that I think that you'll just appreciate as we go around and add them. So we need some smooth stone. We need quartz stairs. we need some levers or some sort of way to make these iron trapdoors work. Alternatively, you don't have to use iron trapdoors. You can, and I might, for the purpose of this tutorial, I might myself use birch trapdoors, and I'll show you why. I'll show you what we'll be using them for. But we also need light grey concrete paintings, oak signs, and you might also want to grab stone buttons, but I'm not sure whether you'll want them because I'll explain as we get there. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that we're going to be needing. So, why do I have all of these things? Well, number one, I kind of just want to dig around all in between the bus station. So in between all of the pillars, we're not going to go any further because in part 2 of this, we will be doing the everything. We will be... How should I say? We'll be doing the entire sort of like outside, all of the parking structure and where all the buses are going to go and all of the nice looking stuff on the outside. We'll be doing that in the next part of the tutorial, and we'll also be doing the entire inside. But we're just going to have all of this dug out, and we're just going to place smooth stone kind of like in between all of the pillars, just so that you can kind of see like this is a pedestrian area, so to speak, and we just want it all connected together. And in an ideal world, and I think that this ideal world includes ours as well, because it'll look a little bit weird if I don't do it. We want to have all of the grass dug out as well. So all of this grass is going to be dug out just in between. You're going to want to do the same thing as well, just underneath all of the windows. Not all of them, literally. Some of the windows don't have these stairs, but any window that has stairs, such as this one, and most of them, unfortunately, you want to dig out underneath, and you're going to want to replace them with a smooth stone or whatever material you kind of want to use to walk around on. I like smooth stone as kind of a default pavement material for myself. A lot of my city includes a lot of smooth stone, like for pavements and around businesses, so yeah, it just makes sense. So now you can see that looks a lot better. You can see that you can walk around on that, and we're going to do the same on the front. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, why is he wasting all of this time filling in and getting rid of all of this glass and stuff and grass, and you know, why is he doing that? Well, because we are going to be placing stuff where the smooth stone is going, basically. We're going to be placing benches. We're going to be placing some ticket machines. We're also going to be placing some kind of like just bus schedules and such. So there is a reason that we're going to all of this trouble on recording to do this. We also want to destroy in the entrance here, probably up to this point, not where the doors are. We want to place some smooth stone underneath the doors. We'll use the actual inside material, and there's quite a few different ones, so we're not going to tackle that just yet. So all of this can just be smooth stone here, here, and here, and we'll probably also expand out as well a little bit in the next part. But there we go. That looks a little bit more formatted. So where we have all of the windows on the front and the back of the build, we want to have benches. The benches are centered perfectly pretty much here, like in the middle of the window, 2 blocks right in the middle of the window, which leaves a gap of 2 on the left and a gap of 2 on the right. Now, on the original versions of the benches, I used iron trapdoors. And to get these to work, you can't use a block. I mean, I don't know much about redstone, so there might be an easy way to do this, but I used a lever to power them directly underneath the benches. So depending upon how much effort you want to put into this, you can have a rather nice looking bench. I do really like the iron trapdoor finish on the benches, but equally so, birch trapdoors also look good. The only thing is, it's a completely different material than what we have been using all the way up until now. So it looks a little bit like, I guess it's not actually, only because we've used these as the door handles. So it's up to you whether or not you want to have the birch trapdoors. That is, it's up to you. You can use iron if you like, or you can use birch. It is your choice. I'm using birch just for the easiness sake, but if this was my main city in which I was doing all of my citying, then I would probably myself want to use iron trapdoors, because I think they look better. But that's not to say that those don't look good as well. So, you know, it is completely up to you. And it does also integrate the very, very small minor birch wood as well. So it makes that look a little bit like a stronger choice. Anyway, I figured that in between all of these pillars here, you might have like schedules for buses and stuff. So I've opted to use some 1x1 paintings in between all of these pillars to kind of like represent a schedule and an oak sign underneath. And then obviously you could write underneath these like, I don't know, bus to Diamondville at 9 o'clock, and you know, whatever it is you wanted to write, that'd be perfectly fine. So these are kind of like screens, or they could just be like maps or what have you, you know, just to make it look a little bit better. I've realized that I've placed a bench here, but originally on this right side, I have a little ticket machine, and the ticket machine is basically just made out of two light grey concretes on top of each other, a 1x1 painting at the top, and then we usually use a smooth a quartz slab on top like this, and then we can have the oak signs underneath. So, you know, you might not even want these here in this particular one, because we actually have the schedules, and you could even add, say, like a button to the side, so maybe like you print a ticket or what have you. That might make sense. So, you know, I think that's a nice little touch. And on the front of the building, we don't actually have a good place to put the ticket machines where it wouldn't like grab onto the glass, but we do have plenty of places that we could have the painting set up and the signs set up. I wouldn't place them on the inside of the entrance here. I'd place them where all of these seats are. I just realized what happened there. There we go. And you're going to want to make sure that you have all different paintings, or you could use some item frames, or you could, like item frames with glass in it to like look like a screen, or item frames with, say, like paper in them. But I like the painting. It makes it look a little bit more electrical, whatever. And the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the whole picture. Painted a picture. That we've kind of finished this part of the tutorial. Woo! So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what your bus station should look like so far. This is the actual building. In the next part of the tutorial, we will cover the entire outside, so we'll be integrating it into your city. We'll be making bays for the buses, for you to get on the buses, and also as kind of like just buses off to the side, as kind of like storage, so to speak. And we will also be doing the entire inside of the building, which features loads and loads of stuff. So we have loads and loads to look forward to in the next tutorial. But this is what yours should look like at the moment. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. So I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. And it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, if you are subscribed, if you aren't, you can still make the rest of the bus station, whether you are or are not. Check out the card system, the description below, and the top of the comment section. I will be showing you how to make part 2 of the bus station. I'll be showing you how to make 4 wonderful buses. And I'll also be showing you how to make a bus stop as well. But let's say that you've done all of that. We also have loads of other city-related builds too in the card system description below and the top of the comment section. Loads and loads of stuff for you to make. You guys could literally build an entire awesome city out of all of the stuff in there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you very, very much. I can't wait to make the entire bus station with you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!